I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about cage editing and in general editing an item. I drew this shape you have here using the solid tool, ellipsoid, parabole, and Boolean difference to get to where I am right now. And then I mirrored it. I thought, having two items will make it a little bit more interesting to play with. Right now, I can edit one of them. I can select one of them right now using Gumball tool, which is, you guys know. And I can use the scale tool on the Gumball to scale it on one direction, or I can scale it on both directions this way. And the reason why the other one is changing is because history is turned on, and when I made a mirror or a copy, so I kept the history on. So it's going to change both of them at the same time. But as you can see here, I'm editing using just the gumball and the squares to stretch it or to scale it. But gumball is a little bit limited. There are a lot of things it can do well, but it's a little bit limited. For example, I can do the sub-selection tool, which is holding on to Shift and Command and select something. Right now, I want to select the extrusion surface right here, and then using Gumball, I can edit it. So using Gumball, I can do something like this, and you can see what it just did. But then on complicated surfaces, when you try to do that, it might destroy the whole surface. So let's try it on this ellipsoid right here. So Command Shift, select this surface right here, and then I'm going to try to edit it a little bit. I'm going to move it just slightly smaller. You can see the gray line and see what will happen. And as you can see what I'm talking about, it's completely distorted. This is not what I wanted. That's the limitation of Gumball. Now, one great tool to use is the CageEdit. Okay, so I'm going to type CageEdit, enter, and then select object you want to edit. So I'm going to select the whole thing, enter, and then now you have these four options. You can edit it using the bounding box. You can edit it using a line, a rectangle, or a box. Okay, and why don't I start with the line so you can see how it goes. So line, draw a line straight across. And then the degree is 3, so the degree is how the curvature, the radius of the curvatures, and points, how many points on the line, and hit enter. And enter one more time. Now you can see my line right here, it has 4 points, and then I can edit the shape based on the line. All I need to do is play with the line, the points to edit my shape. So right now I have this line selected. Let me just twist it a little bit. Let me twist it a little bit and you see what would happen. So I just moved the line a little bit. You see what just happened to my shape. Okay, one of them moved the direction that I wanted. So if I wanted to, I can select these 2 points and then move it a little bit this way. So you're still editing, and you can see what's continuing to happen. But this way of editing is a little bit hard if you have a shape in mind. If you have a target in mind, using the line to edit is a little bit harder. So the best way to edit this, in my view, would be using the CageEdit and then the bounding box. So I'm going to go back, CageEdit, select object to edit. So it's these two guys, and then done. And then I'm going to use, you can play with all the other three, the other ones. They're similar to the line, but the bounding box, I find it a little bit more complex. So the coordinate system, the default is world, so just leave it at world, enter. The control points right here, you have 4 control points and the degree is 3. 4 control points on each axis, so 4 on each axis. You can change it to 5 if you wanted to on one and leave the other one unchanged, but this you can play with. The more control points, the better your editing will be, but the more memory it will take from your computer. Okay, so now you can see the 5 control points. You can count on X right here. I have 5 control points. On Z I have 5 control points, and on Y I have 5 control points. So it gives me a lot more room to do what I wanted to do, and you can edit your file easier. Okay, so now let's say I wanted to edit just the inside and don't touch the outside. So right now I'm going to select the points that are in the middle. Right here you can see that they're the only points selected, and using the gumball I can move these points up or down, and you can see it did edit it and did not distort completely my shape, or didn't ruin my shape. I'm gonna undo that. I can hold on to the square to scale it down one direction right here. You see what it just did? Okay, I can also go the other way, use the red square, which is right here, and go this way right here, and you're getting the points right now. This way of editing is much more fun, much easier, and you have a lot more control editing your file this way. I could select only the points on top. Let me go a little bit to the front view so that I can select only the points that are on top right here, and then go back to the perspective view, and then I can do a lot more editing. I can stretch it up or I can go down with it. So cage editing and the bounding box is much nicer to use, and once you're done, all you need to do is just turn off the points, select your cage, hit delete, it's done, and now you have edited your file and got to a shape that's a little bit closer to whatever you want it to do. So recommend it. Anytime you want to edit some complicated shapes, I recommend you to use CageEdit because you get more control, it's much easier to play with, and you get a better result all the time.